Figured the trend out. I don't know. Kings Cove will be our first map. Keen vs. Creator. The winner goes on to the round of 16. Let's do this.
Africa S2, Keen. Jin Green Wings, Creator.
So we had both of these players cause big upsets in mirror matchups. Now we'll get to see what a PBT with these two looks like.
Yeah.
And by the way that they won, it was not a cheeky, cheesy move. There was no quick rushes. There was not even any major catastrophes that started out early on. I know the Innovation kind of messed up once with his Ravens, but I mean, it went into a super late game. There was definitely windows of time where Innovation might have been able to come back. So this, even if it's not a fast, action-packed game, should be a very good PVT.
I would say so. They're both looking strong. They both outplayed two of the best. Like, I think you have to rate both those guys within top 3 of their races for years. Years. So, I mean, let's see. It's like Keen is a guy that I'm always ready to surprise everyone because he's a better player than his results really show, I think. Whereas Creator, I guess more lately he has gotten better, like we mentioned before, but not for as long as Keen. So definitely kind of expecting him. If you look at the maps that we have, most of the vetoes nowadays are going towards having both King's Cove and Thunderbird being played, and they're kind of the more macro-esque maps, and they're both here. So, you know, when I look at that, a lot of Protoss players are more comfortable than Terran players getting into those later parts of that matchup, but Terrans have gotten a lot better at it, so I'm not sure exactly how to figure out who's supposed to win this. It's just everything is a kind of a surprise today.
I'm trying to back off of my usual expectations with these two now that I've seen how well they played. Especially
really?
Keen and
just... You were pretty straightforward saying that most people consider Classic a better player than Creator, so I mean, I feel like you'd have a strong opinion here as well.
I don't know what to say, though. I mean, especially, for instance, with Keen, to see late game that good against one of the top 3 Terrans of all time is crazy.
Yeah.
Usually, the very, very, very best in the world, the most storied, players with the most trophies, if you want to put it one way, usually their late game is where they exhibit why they cannot lose, why players are more inclined to cheese them, why a game where they have more tools at their disposal, they simply put become much more of a threat. The fact that Keen played that beautifully and that patiently, and then when it came down to one of the most difficult things to execute in StarCraft 2, which was trying to get everything in that position with the battlecruisers warping in, the Vikings in the right spread, Ravens coming into play, Yamato's going down. He did it like perfectly. Shows what kind of condition he's in.
Yeah.
I will say I think Classic had a little bit more blunders against Creator, but we've had plenty of games of Creator, and you can go back in the VOD and check, guys. We were talking about this, and it's not untrue, but Creator definitely had some games where he sort of had a lead and couldn't close the games out. This is a historical fact. So to see Creator also just handle it with such grace is so cool. I love seeing players who've played for a long time and maybe haven't succeeded, or in the background, in the shadows of the other pros, and then their moment comes.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Because people gel with things they're trying to get better at different times in their lives.
Absolutely. Everyone learns at their own rate, and that doesn't mean that someone is always going to be better than someone else, even if they learn a lot quicker, become a champion right away. Like sometimes over time, that's how it goes.
So, just because someone was dominating, let's say in the first 3 or 4 seasons of GSL, a lot of those players, if not all of them, are not here in the same capacity, right?
Yeah.
and a lot of them had to fade out because other players caught on. But I do like the story of the game. It's as old as Starcraft 2. As someone who's been grinding the whole time, it starts to click. It starts to happen.
Or what about starts to click again?
Sure.
Because both of these guys had higher rankings way back. Both of them.
Very true.
Right? Keen wasn't quite as good as Creator back then, but you know he was a legitimate Terran. Whereas, well, now he still kind of is. Like he makes it into GSL, but it's very rare that he gets around to 16. He's done it like once in the past 3 years.
By the way, the 3 Oracles are coming up. We're probably going to have our first engagement here. It appears that Keen is ready. There's also 3 Adepts. It looks like they may be planning on shading in. At least he's flirting with the idea of doing something here.
I like that Stasis Ward.
Yeah.
People used to put it down right where the command center is, but this is... Oh, wait, that is right where the command center is.
Yeah,
so I thought it was up a little bit so it would catch SCVs that come out in a clump, but never mind.
I like the idea of what you're talking about, though, Artosis.
Yeah. Either way, there are a ridiculous amount of Stasis Wards on the map. And we saw someone else do this the other day, which was... I'm always interested in plays like this because the Stasis Ward got severely nerfed, right? It runs out now. So, like, before, I was like, okay, this is going to be the most broken thing in the whole game. And it started to get very good, and then it just kind of, you know, now that it's timed, it's like, when your opponent goes past 3 command centers, is it worth using all your Oracle energy putting these down right now?
We have the Adepts shaded into the natural here. It looks like they're going to kill about 5 SCVs. Now, where are the Oracles on the minimap? I'm having a hard time. I think they're in the bottom center. Yeah, they're there.
Okay.
Now, he still has the map with plenty of traps here, plenty of pitfalls for the Terran to fall into.
And there's an Immortal walking across the map.
Yeah,
is that a mistake?
That has to be a bad rally because of where the Warp Prism is. Unless he has only 2 Zealots inside that, and then he picks the Immortal up. No, I think that was just...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that thing.
So he's going to send that back. There was a Warp Prism. Sorry, it still is over here. And it's going to be used to try to do some warp-ins. Is Creator going to try to attack with this? Because if he sends the warp-in alone without anything, I think it just... Unless he gets a good recall, I think it just won't do that much. It'll do a little bit of damage. He'll trade in some Zealots, and then it'll get shot down. I'm worried, too, because you can always try to come over here with a Raven.
He's moving in exactly as Keen is moving out. So whether it's good luck or just awareness of timings, this is reasonable right here, right? Look at Keen turn around. Anytime you fly in a Prism and, like, force Lost Mining Time, maybe kill a couple of SCVs, and force the army to turn around, what a gigantic advantage that is.
Okay, you know what? He did not lose anything but a Zealot.
Yeah.
Always worth it, especially, not even just to get the SCVs, but to control your opponent's movement patterns.
Yeah. The amount of time that he's bought himself here. And Thermal Lance will be done before they clash. He has more Robo units. He has another Warping round or 2.
Now, he's getting this 6 o'clock base over here as this is happening as well. Now, Kina seems intent on trying to move out once more, and that is tagged by the Oracles here.
Yeah, that's a very good tag, seeing most of the Widow Mines there as well. He's going to see the army movement. Where's Creator's army? That can't be it right there. He has to have more than that.
He should. I think there's more regrouping here from the natural.
Only 1 Colossus? Okay, there's a second one. But, I mean, he has disables for both.
Yeah, and it wasn't like the Protoss was able to come out and bait out the disables and then run back.
Oh, he has a High Templar, so he's going for the feedback. A beautiful move here. Oh! Time for Keen to turn around.
Yeah.
This is not happening right now, Keen.
Creator is playing the games of his life right now.
Great move there. You don't see that enough, but that is... And do you know why he could do that? It's because of that Warp Prism. It bought him so much time.
And look at this. I think this is even a mistake here by... Keen to leave those Widow Mines there. It's easily taken out as well. A drop comes in here, but with 3 Oracles, everything on the ground will be sprayed down, no problem. Meanwhile, at the 4th base, an attack over here.
Great move here to take out the 4th base. It seems like those Widow Mines may have been there to buy some time for the drop on the natural, and then he hit the 4th. So when you put all those things together, very worthwhile.
So, Keen still holding his own here, doing a good job. I think especially denying that 4th Nexus was quite important. Keen's taking the command center in the sweet spot, the easy spot to usually hold here against any kind of Protoss push. And we'll see if Creator has the opportunity to come back and hit that again. Meanwhile, Keen once more with another drop over here at the natural, and I believe he's actually barreling towards the main as well.
I'm going to have to pick up there as the Oracles come back. Does get those feedbacks off, so kind of cool right there. Psystorm is not finished yet.
Does this end up becoming an overextension here?
Yeah, Keen is not really finding that much damage. Like, he's working really hard for it, but it's not really materializing,
You
right?
can really put some emphasis on what it's like when you don't have medevac heal there, because the feedbacks, the energy's all gone. I mean, the army is actually just a much more manageable thing. Where otherwise the Protoss is trying to make sure that you have enough at the right time, otherwise you actually lose the fight. In this case, an A-click will allow you to eventually come out on top.
You know, towards the end of this actually worked out. He just got that Prism, and it still had an Immortal in it. He got 13 probes. He snapped up a Colossus. He sniped the 4th again, and during all this, he's taking his own 4th. So, like, this... Like, it was defended pretty well overall by Creator, but Keen kept it up. His multitasking there was really phenomenal.
We need to see what happens now that everything has basically been held off. You tell me this medevac's going to die. Okay. Now that things have basically been held off, does Terran actually have enough to defend? One thing about an attack like that is that you're trading off a lot of your own units and your medevacs to try to kill key tech structures, kill workers, kill Nexi. And so maybe Creator can actually flip this on its head and take this disadvantage and put it into an advantage. Ouch.
Yeah.
I said that as the oracles are going down. I was happy with my statement, but let's see, though, for real.
Yeah. So, I mean, his army is pretty decent here. Where is that all the splash, though? Okay, 2 High Templars, 1 Colossus. Doesn't feel like it's really enough. Sure, he has a good amount of Zealots, and he has 2-2. But Keen has 2-2 as well. He's really kept up with those upgrades.
He's going to try to come out here again.
Yeah, he can't engage that right now.
It's funny how the planetary can make it so much harder to actually get close to that. Nicely done, disabling that. Whoa!
My God.
Keen, like the perfect plays, 2 in a row there. The Colossi go down. The infantry are going to decimate the remaining Protoss army here, especially as reinforcements come in. And 1 stray Immortal, almost picked off.
Wow. Just awesome play there by Keen. And obviously he will clean up this entire army. That, like, losing that entire army, I don't think that there's much of a chance here for Creator.
Yeah.
Good idea to go into Disruptor, definitely. Have to hand that to him, but...
It presented itself as a bit of an afterthought as the whole army was gone and there was 1 Disruptor shot that went out and didn't do much of anything.
Yeah. Now, but going into just Blink Disruptor here, maybe you get a few lucky shots, and you're playing against a lot of Vikings, so that kind of equalizes it in some ways.
Yeah, it's definitely a good unit comp to have coming up against this, but we'll have to see how good Keen's splitting is. There's also a lot of area to cover here for Keen. I'm sorry, for Creator, so Keen can hit in a lot of different locations.
Is that a Viking hit squad that's on the ground?
You better believe it, Artosis.
Right.
I want to see the Viking hit squad run by as they run into the main and try to kill probes.
Seriously.
Okay, so that base is taken down. Oh yeah, now look how bad Vikings are. They're like stuck behind each other.
Like, okay, never mind. Took half of the shields off that.
Half the Vikings literally running in the back trying to find the right location to then hit that.
All right, so a good drop in the main base. Very, very Marauder heavy.
One thing about this as well is that when you're dropping like this, the disruptor shots cannot go up the high ground. So you're actually getting to pick a lot more fights that you would normally go. Much worse for you as a Protoss.
Yeah. Couple disruptors out in the middle here.
Okay. I think we might be getting close to the finisher here. GG. Keen takes game 1 versus Creator.
And he played really well. Creator started out with the pretty nice opening overall, was defending well, but Keen's multitasking was on point. He was expanding behind it. He kept up with his upgrades the entire time. He did some beautiful tactical moves where it was like, chase this, now I kill that. Awesome.
King's Cove, more like Keen's Cove, Artosis.
Could have sworn that joke's been made before.
No, I think it's the first one.
Certainly.
It was going to happen eventually, though.
Well, he definitely played very, very well there. You know what I like about these upsets that we're seeing right now? Is it's not like last season where, you know, it's like, oh, this sharp timing killed him, he's out, look at that. But, like, Keen and Creator are both playing very well today. This is nice.
Yeah.
This is refreshing.
Creator was actually winning that for a little bit. I think he just had a pretty catastrophic attack there when he was trying to hit the 4th. But, yeah, I mean, these guys are both killing it. We're going to Thunderbird for game 2. Right now, Keen with a 1-0 lead. The winner. But you guys get it. Round of 16. The guy that wins goes on.
Africa S2, Keen. Jin Green Wings, Creator.
All right. Thunderbird, another really big macro map.
I'm happy. I'm really happy with the results so far today. This has been so cool to see these guys, both of them, big upsets, and as they're facing off head-to-head, more evidence it wasn't a fluke or just a weird game. They're having a great game one.
It's not like they're stepping on rakes the entire time.
Right,
They're making some very good moves.
Slipping on banana peels and sitting down on benches that say wet paint.
Yeah. All right, quick scout here. Just making the Nexus behind. Interested to see what Creator's tech path is going to be as opposed to Keen's.
Why is that?
Well, he went for the Stargate opener, and he was extremely defensive with it. Like, extremely defensive, right? He went 3 Oracles, didn't really do very much harassment. Yeah, we saw a little tiny bit, but just kind of set up the stasis wards and everything, right? Is that going to be his style here? Is he going to, again, go for a more defensive macro game? This is maybe even a better map for than King's Cove, really, right?
You know, what's funny about it as well is that it doesn't seem to look like what the other Jin Air players do. You know what I mean? We talk a lot of times when we're talking about Jin Air specifically because they're so dominant as a Starcraft 2 team that, you know, when you're looking at someone like Trap or Maru or, you know, any of those guys, you have to factor in the rest of their teammates as well because when you're on a team like that and the way that team operates, it's a collective brain in a lot of senses, right? They're all sharing ideas and training together and helping each other out where, you know, it's very different from some of these players where it really, truly is a one-man army with occasional assistance from fellow rivals. Yeah. So to see Creator come from that team but actually deliver a very unique opening of his own in this is very exciting because it means maybe Keen's finding more of his own way here as well. It didn't look like it was a carbon copy of, like, Trap, for instance.
Yeah. And Keen here, going for a very fast third command off of literally just a reactor barracks. So, going to play a very macro-intensive, heavy game. Creator, over on the other hand, Robo into Twilight, just kind of normal stuff. Doesn't feel like he's going to be able to punish anything. Oh, never mind. Okay, so we're actually going to see DT. Now, he's blindly making turrets because he was doing such a greedy build, right?
Yeah.
If they go Oracle and you've done this build and you don't make the turrets, you're just going to lose.
So one funny concept that's actually happening here is because there's turrets there, I guess that helps against DTs. It might, we'll see how the execution goes.
Yeah.
It might outright stop it. But these turrets are not necessarily there to stop DTs.
Yeah, no,
so
absolutely. That's an anti-Oracle turret
yes,
in the main.
Exactly. So what's funny about this is that in some way, Keen is safe, he's fine, but for the wrong reasons, but that's going to be okay anyways.
Yeah, but look at how many gates and charge on the way. It seems like he's probably going to use Jim's build, which we saw fail recently from Party.
Oh, let's use the DTs as well.
Yeah, that's pretty big right there. So can he actually hold on after scouting that? He's starting to add bunkers, which is probably the right thing to do. I think he should be throwing up some missile turrets too, to be honest, because the way that this strategy goes, and again, Parting ended up winning a game last season with it. It was given to him by Jim, and then he used it again this season. I believe it was Parting that used it, and it went terribly wrongly and lost. But what you do is you have 2 prisms, and you fly in, and you can utilize like Archon and Charge and a lot of gateways and just kind of bludgeon your opponent. It works surprisingly well. He makes the third Nexus. Maybe because it got scouted, he's canceling? Look at that. He's getting everything at once.
Yeah, the game has been pulled in a lot of different directions, so he's got the 2 DTs there. He picked him up. Oh, no, I'm sorry, he did make an Archon.
Yeah, I wonder, is he still going to do this?
I don't know about this
He's
anymore,
actually getting
Artosis.
a good scout. Yeah, with all the bunkers.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I
He's
mean,
got 4 bunkers.
The bunker is the easiest way to identify that this probably isn't going to just work, right?
Well, I mean, if it just kills the bunkers, that's... What are...
Terran is actually happy to lose bunkers if they don't lose anything else.
Absolutely. They want you to attack in their bunkers. Because they made the right decision making.
Oh my god. Oh
my god.
Oh man. Creator's face when that happened. He looked like he ate his lips.
Yeah.
When that happened.
He did look like he ate his lips. Okay, so anyways, the whole build that I was talking about is not being pulled off at this point. It seems like he just canceled it when it got scanned so perfectly.
Which I think, I mean, it makes sense. It was kind of sad to see the execution of an Archon, thinking he was playing against a Zerg player and then dying to Marines like that. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to get a little bit of extra damage. In all seriousness, he was trying to get a little bit more hurt out there and then go back into a macro game. He's still got the 2 War Prisms out on the map, so he can try to come up here to 12 o'clock and then slip into the main. I mean, there are Marines out on the map here for Keen. Keen may be behaving more liberally than he should.
Yeah, you can still get some damage done with this. It's just not the dangerous all-in that it was before. Oh, he actually canceled charge even. That's crazy.
Oh, I didn't see that.
See that
good patch, Artosis. That's something I was not looking for, but yeah, you're right. As the Zealots are moving around here.
Yeah, so
this is just slow Zealots.
This is definitely a very huge change that he did once it got scouted, which I applaud him for. Not many players are willing to change their build order, their strategy that much upon something as simple as a scan. That seems like a good choice. Like he's doing a little bit. He's harassing a little bit.
I guess the slow Zealots do still get in the way.
Yeah.
Now we've got a medevac drop coming in here. And let's see if this does anything. Because Terran's finally having some moments where they can do some of their own plays here on the map. This is just Envision a Creator. The Creator, yep, he reacts.
Just blink forward there. Oh. Okay, gets out. 3 more medevacs on the way.
Yeah, and this might be headed towards the natural, although it could end up coming over the 4th base incidentally.
I like that he kind of chased over in that direction, seeing if he could get that Archon hit to finish it off.
Keep in mind with some of these drop plays like this, you might force a recall somewhere, and then you can win with a drop elsewhere on the map. Oh! Okay, 1 medevac shot right out of the sky. Bumpy game as far as drops go for both of these players. The stim is coming down now on this Nexus, but the presence of the DT drives that away. A drop comes in over here, but 1 blink and he should be able to take that medevac out. He does. Keen losing on so many fronts here.
Yeah, he's not really getting any damage done at the moment. Still trying, but it seems like Creator is just defending every single angle.
Well, the 4th comes down for Creator. I mean, Creator's winning the fights. It was a very unusual game. We had lots of canceled tech. This is an example in Creator's case of somebody who's really intuiting how to navigate this game step by step, even if execution has been a little bit off. Even having the understanding of, okay, we'll get a few slow Zealots in here that at least sort of gets in the way. It makes enough of a headache for the Terran.
Yeah.
That I can slow down this 3rd. And from here, it appears, though, we might have a push from Keen, or maybe even just multiple drops. But I'm getting worried for the guy here, because I think we're going to have Creator push up here. Now, this drop over here, is there any way to salvage this? It appears not.
No, he's going to let that one go, and I think that that's actually fine, because his army, his standing army right now, is ridiculously strong.
This exemplifies how drop is such a double-edged sword. You can be dropping and hitting a lot of locations, but if you're losing chunks of that army, eventually the counterattack is an inevitability.
Yeah, especially in a situation like this. He's finishing up 2-2. I feel like this attack just wins the game. Like, even with this, it looks like Keen wants to do a base trade, which is probably his best bet, is to try to hold his main and base trade, but I don't think that does anything.
Okay, immediately guns down the command center, so you can't have any shenanigans with that. But this is a sizable army. I think you're right, Artosis. Creator should win this, but let's see what Keen can do with this.
Yeah, he needs to force a recall to live through it in his main base, but I don't know how quickly he can really do that. He's got very few scans. There's DT tech out, which is amazing in base trades.
Taking out both those command centers as well. the main is generally the one that's least likely to have the energy, you know? So he's going to come up here, and that should be the beginning of the end. I mean, there's no way to recover. He can eventually, after he's decimated all the infrastructure, he's already gotten rid of the expansions, he can go ahead and come back home and just save this. And then, you know, it's pretty easy, to be honest, for the Protoss to then just make a Nexus and sit back and turtle and wait. Eventually, this becomes a victory. Well, the Nexus goes down. Okay, hold on a second.
If he kills all the probes, it's a draw.
Well, he's going to get this last CC.
Okay, there's plenty of probes, though. But are there? Too bad. That would have been an amazing couple mine hits on the right probe stack. But he's got enough money for a Nexus, so that's just kind of...
That's the most important factor here.
Yeah.
Now, it always gets a little bit tricky here on both sides as far as who has what when you're actually playing in the game.
Keen's got so few buildings left.
Our omnipotence with having an observer here actually helps out a lot, and us being able to track this. But when you're in these moments, there's so many moving parts. So Keen should basically be dead. He doesn't, of course, know how many minerals are there. I can't believe he made the Nexus right there. All right.
I think he might have just insta-made it so he doesn't get revealed, maybe?
Oh, maybe you're right.
So yeah, he had enough for multiple Nexuses.
Okay, that one's forced to cancel. That does put him...
Keen doesn't know if another one's being made. I think he probably assumes that it is.
Well, he has to if he doesn't have vision yet.
Well, it does take a little bit of time.
He's getting all these probes mowed down. So what is that? He has 20, okay, 17 workers remaining. There's zilch here for Keen.
And the thing is, even if he were to get that Nexus, he has enough money for another Nexus. Creator just has a big bank here, which makes it very tough.
In a sense, we're almost waiting for Keen to kind of get a handle of the situation. He's still roaming the map. And yeah, I mean, these 17 workers are just going to start mining. Protoss doesn't really have to do anything. First of all, Protoss can't get to the floating buildings right now in that center left location. So you're basically just going to wait and try to build up to something. And here we may, in fact, see him GG.
Yeah, he's... Well, I think you're supposed to suicide on the Nexus.
Yeah. Okay. But of course, with those extra minerals, another Nexus was a possibility. Good win there by Creator. I really love that.
Yeah, very well done. That was just a very strong play from him. Keen made the best of a bad situation. If Creator had, you know, just spent all of his money instantly, that could have been a draw. So, good thing he had that bank there. It's really what saved him.
Another great series.
Yeah.
With our two initially underdogs, now really showing why they were able to both beat these players we initially perceived to be so much stronger than them.
And now we're going to go into Acropolis as our map 3. Not really sure who's going to be able to take this one. Seems relatively evenly matched. Keen overdoing it a little bit with the aggression there.
You know, Creator, I've just been informed, by the way, Creator wants to take a short break, which we do allow for. Kind of a crazy moment for these two.
Yeah.
In a group that, to be frank, I wasn't as excited about as, you know, some of the other groups we have here. And now this is proving to be one of the groups with the best games and some of the craziest stories, really. So in that last game, I thought Creator, he was in an odd spot, right? Because he was doing an unusual build, and it was scanned. And the scan was perfect enough that you basically could identify what was coming. And so he was faced with a tough situation. Do you go ahead and go with the strategy anyways? A lot of times that's a big mistake. And so with an already unusual build, he has to try to then shift gears and go into a different direction and play an unusual, little bit of a harass, but mostly just a macro tech game. Obviously, it was a little bit bumpy, but he eventually was managing to get into a very good spot. Unfortunately, Keen attacks in so much, and in some of those moments, even if he's killing off workers or a Nexus, he's also losing the medevacs, the Marauders, the Marines, and it can be deceptive when you're watching because you're seeing a Protoss get owned all over the place, but then when you look at army supply, suddenly there's all these Colossi, you know, every Tier 1 unit pushing forward here and tearing through, and Keen just did not have enough to ever win in a base trade.
Well, it seemed like the same decisive moment as on King's Cove, where Keen starts hitting everywhere at once, and either it works out or it doesn't work out. It worked out on King's Cove. It started not working out, but then he started getting the damage everywhere and, killed a bunch of expensive units, killed a bunch of probes, got rid of a Nexus, but he didn't find that on Thunderbird. So when you don't find that, and Creator's been hitting his build the whole time, macroing the whole time, 2-2 with that type of army, you can just roll through them.
I am happy with either of these players moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both looking great. It's like they're both new iterations of themselves. And I guess we're going to find that out. I think we're about to jump back into Game 3, close the series out. It'll be on Acropolis. Keen 2.0, Creator 2.0. They've both been patched, Artosis.
Yeah.
These are the new strong units in Starcraft 2.
Good thing, too, because Keen 1.5 and Creator 1.5, round of 32 guys.
Yeah, for a little bit, Keen was a scout of
of
all the units in the game, but now he's looking very strong. Let's go to Game 3 now. Not see Keen and Creator in the patch notes, but okay.
Stealth patch.
Africa S2, Keen. Jin Air Green Wings, Creator.
This is definitely another map that can give us a big macro game, too. Very interesting to see the vetoes change over time. How we've been seeing all three of these maps, especially King's Cove and Thunderbird, a lot.
It's been nice.
Yeah, I like to get into some macro games after so much aggression for a season and a half or so.
Yeah, there was a period of time where it actually got weird if we got to, 20 minutes into a game. Felt unnatural because there was so much action going on. So we've got the Nexus coming down here for Protoss. The probe is staying behind here. Looks to block off the command center.
So being as annoying as he can be. Or is it not to?
Thanks.
Oh! Nice block.
Continuing on. I mean, we got to wait a little bit, see what Protoss is going to do. How you doing today, Artosis? This is a slow build here for this game.
Yeah. Slow openings for the time being. No, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be back casting.
Yeah, well, we got plenty of that.
We have a lot of casting coming up
GSL
here.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
2 days after that, we fly to China. Some WCG action. It's going to be fun.
That's where it all started for Young Tasteless. Did you know that? Actually, you knew that.
did.
Of course you knew that.
Yeah, I was there.
It is cool that that tournament is back.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's thanks for joining us, guys, here on this Saturday afternoon of GSL Code S. If you're just now tuning in, this has been just such a crazy group with two major upsets of Classic and Innovation and losers.
I know, it's so weird.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
No.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I'm actually very curious to see, let's say that both Keen and Creator actually move on. We know at least one will. How well will they perform against these other players? Because Innovation and Classic are like top tier players.
Yeah.
So,
and if they move on to the round of 16, during the group selection ceremony, they're likely both to be picked up first and second.
yeah.
Which is really funny because they just the respect won't catch up with the skill. You know,
Exactly.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
And
Well,
people will view them as the weakest players in the next round,
And then-
almost certainly.
And then if they move on from there, it's going to get really crazy.
If one of these guys makes a round of 8, that is... Then we got to re-ask that question, what's your career-defining moment? You know?
Right. Okay, a little bit of attack in here from Keen, softening up some of these adepts. Somehow.
Yeah, decent micro from Creator, I want to say, but Keen's micro is out of control. You see that?
I know.
It was
Greediest,
ridiculous.
craziest micro I've
On
ever
both
seen.
sides. You almost have to zoom your screen out to micro like that. That was really fantastically done. And Creator dealt with it pretty well also. Again, both of them showing that they're playing well today.
Yeah, in top form here. Oracle's about to be out on the map now. And it looks like Creator is almost, he's got a probe at his third already.
Yeah.
That's a little bit, yeah, okay, he's going to do it. He makes a third Nexus right away.
Yeah, it's pretty good with Oracle. Normally you can pin them in their base for a little bit, and you should be able to hit your gateway explosion before any normal timings. But
yeah, and this is all, of course, reliant on the fact that the Oracle is able to keep the Terran feeling threatened.
yeah.
Because if this, let's say this Oracle just dies, totally different game here. It's also why we see multiple Oracles being made.
Yeah, it's just some light harassment, but has to make it live, has to get it out. I wonder what this is with Keen, by the way, because his 2 racks is, you know, reasonably quick. He's
Oh my god,
Steam,
oh my god,
reasonably
oh my
quickly.
god! Takes the Oracle out.
Was that Oracle a close friend of yours?
That was my best friend. Ori the Oracle.
Yeah. Poor Ori. Rip.
Now, Stim's coming. Again, the Oracle's not just there to do damage to the SCVs of the expansion, but also to try to kill off workers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not to try to kill off attacking units as well here. So, you know, you're taking 3 bases here. Stim's on the way. Cyclones are out.
You see, Creator's a little bit scared. Like, he built the
well,
2
he should
shield
be.
batteries at his third.
Well, this is what I was wondering. Is Terran going to try to come and strike back here?
He cancels 1, so he's starting to doubt his read there.
From here, Blink's on the way. We got more gateways coming down.
Yeah, and I definitely think that Keen is gearing up to move out. Definitely feels that way. Okay, he's going to start sending his units out here. Decent amount of Marines. No combat shields at the moment. Obviously, you got to have Stim finish up here first.
And here's the moment Terran tries to come out. Now, what's in the main here? It looks like absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I don't think he has a mine or anything here, so
Yeah, I don't see it.
this is pretty huge.
So.
Well, he actually has 5
Excuse me.
SCVs, but hold on. These Hellions running by into the main base is pretty big. Don't forget he has his other force coming, so if you send too many units up here to deal with this... Oh, he has Phoenixes. Never mind.
Okay, he scans.
I guess he's fine. Locks on to that. And, I mean, he has Stim. These gateway units are going to have a hard time, even with the shield battery.
The Oracles are coming in. It might be a little bit late, though. And one Oracle goes down. The other one could be picked off. He's going to back off. Keep in mind, Blink is not far away from being a major factor here.
Yeah, that's really, really true. Very back and forth so far. Both sides having some really nice moves, some good harassments when their opponents are out of position.
This has been such an awesome series.
Yeah, it's really good.
So we have a pickup over here. Blink is close to being done. Is he going to combo this with the rest of the army over there?
I don't think so. I think this is one of the ones where you're trying to get him out of position, right?
Okay.
That's 10 Marines. It's kind of a funny amount. I think he's going to go to the main and hit the third at the same time here.
I guess the moment that you see the 2 medevacs, you might assume they're full as well.
Yeah.
And actually overestimate the power of this drop. But he's going to drop it out of vision. Okay, so it's actually the reverse. He wants to draw attention over here and then do damage in the main. I thought it was going to be a flip of that.
We're going to have to see a recall if he wants to save these probes. Oh, this is brutal.
Okay, no recall yet. And now another attack in over here, taking out a total of 9 probes so far.
Everything going wrong right now for Creator. Blinks forward. He wants to deal with this completely, but what's happening in the main base?
I don't know, Artosis. We haven't seen yet. There it is. All right, so that was cleaned up.
Yeah, but 9 probes?
Yeah. Now, remember, we saw in the other game, it was a similar situation, at least for starts, where Keen was doing drops everywhere, killing a lot of stuff off, and then the counterattack comes in from Creator. So we want to watch out for that as well.
Yeah, he doesn't have great upgrades or anything. It's +1 against +1, and he only has Blink. Charge is on the way, though. I believe we have a big Widow Mine drop moving out right now from Keen. So this kind of counter drop, if he holds on against this push, could give him a giant lead. Seems like he'll hold that for now.
Charge is going to be a big factor here in these fights. There's that drop once more. Okay, he actually pocketed one of those. He's going to try to drop this one up here. Let's see if he's watching.
Well, look at that. This is a lot of lost mining time, if nothing else. Ends up killing 4 probes.
Oh! And, you know, that's what you're looking for with a drop like that, is one of those moments.
Yeah, really worthwhile. The counterattack hasn't done anything. He's sending out another 2 medevacs. Creator's got to get something done with these Stalkers, but I can't see it. Can't see it happening.
Looks like Creator has plans of his own to do a big warp in here in the main. Was there ever any defense put in here since those Oracles came in? It doesn't look like there's that much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, no, it's just the units that are spawning out of this, the barracks is here.
Got some very annoying stuff here. The 2 Phoenixes do find that medevac. Creator starting to get some damage here and there.
These guys are so crazy in some of the plays we're seeing here. He had a very nice attack in there. I think he might have wanted to stay a little bit longer, but instead he's going to recall back home with Stalkers and Immortals coming in here to try to drive this away. Another big mine hit, though. Meanwhile, back in the Terran space, 15 SCVs have already been killed. It looks like that attack has finally been mopped up.
Oh my god.
Oh no, he's going to lose Storm.
More probes, lost mining time. Storm in the Templar Archives going down. Keen playing just a beautiful game.
Oh my
here.
god. Denies ground armor as well.
Are you kidding me? That's insanely strong.
I was mentioning.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I was mentioning that Zealots with Charge are, very important here and trying to hold off some of these fights because they give you sustain. But now they're going to be squishier. They're going to run up faster and then die faster.
Yeah. Wow. Keen doing a great job. Now he has to be careful not to overextend. If he loses a big army like this, I mean, that's where Creator starts to really come back with this reinforcement. Beautiful. Now he does have that advantage. Should be able to take that army out. Not even a sentry in there. We're talking basic right now.
Keen coming forward again. Does he pick up and dive into the main? I can imagine a situation where Protoss sets up and then we see an instant drop over there. But so far, nothing of the sort. Instead, he's actually parading more units forward. He might want to just battering ram through here.
All right. This is looking real good for Keen right now. We're going to have some magnificent storms, and he's going to have to buy time before that can even happen. Making an Archon, you can see he doesn't have a lot of faith. Here comes Keen. Look at that. He scares him back.
Storm is still so far out.
Yeah.
But I guess the math might be a little bit fuzzy here for Keen here.
He's realized now that it is not ready, but Storm is coming. He's whittling down so much of the army before it's there, though.
Okay, there it is.
I feel like it might be too little too late. More and more Terran reinforcements coming across the map right now.
Yeah, as long as he can continue to run back from those storms, I think he might win this tug of war here. There's more reinforcements coming up as well. Again, the real units here, well, I was going to say it was an Archon and Immortal, now just an Immortal.
Yeah, Keen just breaking through absolutely everything. No chance left for Creator. GG is called, and Keen wins a group with Innovation and Classic in it.
Get those Keen memes ready.
Wow.
What a great day so far.
It's exciting.
I'll tell you what, though, I'd be a little bit nervous if I'm Creator. He was so close to getting out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking great.
Well,
but
whoever comes up, like,
yeah.
Keen just played a great TVP series, right? So Creator shows he can play pretty toe-to-toe.
Right.
And then if Classic beats Innovation, which wouldn't be a surprise to anyone, I mean, he already beat him PvP 2-0.
Yeah.
He already kind of outplayed him there. Creator has a real chance to get out of here as well.
We're going to go to an interview with Keen and see how he's feeling in a